You found Two in the Closet. We're two friends over 50 spill the tea, share the laughs, and talk about all the weird and wonderful and WTF moments of life. I'm Jen.
And I'm Beth, recording from a very real closet because it's the only place we sound this good. And because life's just better with great acoustics and a little secrecy. So shut the door, pour the wine, let's talk. Welcome back to Two in the Closet. Last time we talked about the silence that raised us and how unspoken grief and inherited trauma can shape us without us even knowing. And today I want to talk about what happens after you name it, right? And when you start to live differently, because naming it is powerful, but repatterning it, which is where I am right now, that's the real work.
Yeah, lap
episode.
Yeah, last episode felt like uncovering buried history. This one feels like, okay, we've opened the box. We're good. Now, what do you do with everything inside?
I know. It's a weird Pandora's box, right?
It is.
Exactly, because awareness alone by itself can feel messy. You finally understand why you are the way you are, but then you realize, oh, great, now I have to unlearn 60 plus years of emotional habits. For me, the biggest pattern has been being the peacekeeper, the capable one, the mom of the group. I'm dependable, but I used to think that that meant I could never need anyone.
Not true. So, right, I'm fine. Reflex. I know that one very well.
Yeah. It's still there sometimes, right? Asking for help almost feels like speaking a foreign language, but I'm learning that receiving help is not weakness, it's connection. And that's been a really big shift for me, realizing that letting someone help is actually healing me with an act of trust, which is one of the things that I didn't have, right?
That's such a beautiful reframe because so many people, especially women our age, 50s and 60s, learn to measure worth by how much we hold together. And now,
and not how much we let in.
Yes,
right?
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you for finishing.
Yeah. And we were taught to carry the load gracefully and silently, but there's grace in laying it down too. And here's what's interesting. When I started letting people help me in small ways, like a friend bringing soup when I was sick or offering to carry something for me, I noticed how uncomfortable it felt at first, right? My brain was like, thank you, but my body is like, this is risky. And again, it's awareness because I don't think that I actually said, oh, it's risky if she helps carry in that bag for me. But somewhere in my body, there is a connection with, like I said in the previous episode, love ultimately leads to loss. And so if you show me an act of love, somewhere in my psyche and in the cells of my body, it's associating that with that's inevitable loss and it's a risk.
That is huge because I've known you for, I don't know, what, 7 years?
Longer.
Okay, 10 years, I think.
I can't even believe she didn't know how long we've known each other, but that's okay. Go on, Jen.
A long time. I know this about you, that you have a hard time receiving help, but I love that you're starting to.
I was getting better before all of this too. I mean, I know I was getting
much better.
Yeah.
You let Lisa and I help. When with the cat, we definitely
that part.
You've really opened up.
Yeah.
So kudos for you.
Well, and I'm back at you because you both brought something out in me that nobody has been able to do. So maybe it's divine timing, maybe it's the right combination of human.
We're just ready.
Yeah, but I think it's all of those things. So I know that I had to kind of step up, showing up in our friend group, and part of that meant letting you guys in.
I felt honored, and I was just really.
So that's vulnerability.
Yeah. Yes, it's so relatable. So how does practicing, how does that look like now?
Yeah, so I started small, my baby steps. Like if somebody asked me how I'm doing, instead of defaulting to that hateful, I'm fine, it's all fine.
I know. We all do it.
I've developed a way of, being positive, but also, being authentic. So I could say something like, Honestly, it's been a really hard week, but I'm proud of myself and I'm also tired. So tiny little truths. They sound small, but they start to rewire your body to believe it's okay and safe to be honest. And for somebody else, that might look like sending a text when you're struggling instead of isolating, or saying yes when a friend offers to listen. And that reminded me of you, because we can all learn from this.
Yeah,
Because I know it's probably been a couple of years, you were going through something really, really hard and you would not talk to us.
I remember.
And you just fell really silent.
Yeah.
You're like radio silence. And we all knew the thing that you were going through
Right.
and wanted to be there to support.
But
So we can all learn, there's no,
100%.
yeah, there's no judgment,
No,
but it's like
I don't get it.
no, and I don't think you did,
Yeah.
but that awareness, like do it in small little bits, like agree to have a 5-minute check-in call, even if you don't want to talk about it. Like just connect those little bits of connection with other human beings.
It
helps to chip away at it.
Yes. And thank you, because we could all learn, but also you said something. It's not just like the sad things, but share the good
wins.
too.
Yeah.
Like I just shared something with you and Lisa, and
Yeah.
that's hard for me to do. And I did it. It felt so good.
Yeah.
It was like a little win.
Well,
but
and especially when you're talking about your friends want to celebrate your wins.
Exactly.
Like they want to cheer
Exactly.
you on. But if you don't give them the opportunity because you hold it all in. So anyway, just start out small. Start out small. Give your nervous system a break, let it know that it's okay. And honestly, when you do this with the people who truly love you, they're actually relieved. It's
so
like,
relieved you asked for
Yeah.
help that time. So relieved and so
yeah.
happy.
And they finally get to show up for you.
Yeah. Which also feels good.
Yeah, it's mutual healing, because if I'm always the one showing up for people because that's my peacemaker modality,
Right.
it's like, then I can get resentful. Like, who's not showing up for me? Well, did you ask yourself why they don't show up? Did you tell them you needed something, Beth? No, you probably didn't. So they're not fucking mind readers.
I was just going to say, we're not mind readers, but it's hard. It takes,
yeah, I get it. It's growth.
Yeah.
It's growth.
100%.
It's awareness and growth.
100%. And you mentioned last time that you were always the fixer.
Mm-hmm.
How has that changed too? Like, has that changed at all?
It is changing.
I know it is. Firsthand, I know it.
I know.
It's good.
Because my default was still to jump in with solutions. Now I catch myself and I think, maybe they just need me to listen right now. They don't need me to fix their problem. And I can't do that anyway. That's the reality. So for me, that's new, to witness without managing. And honestly, like I learned that 10 years ago when I went through spiritual counseling training. Like the job is not to fix. My job is not to fix you. It's to listen to you.
Right.
And somewhere along the way, I kind of,
mix the two.
Yeah, because I'm a peacekeeper, I'm a problem solver. Like there are aspects of my personality that I want everything to run smoothly. And so if I can see a way to make that happen, I will do that when it's not mine to do. So definitely new. And that's not just in friendships. I used to treat my emotions like that, like a to-do list. If I felt sadness or frustration, I'd be, how can I feel better faster? Right. And now I'm like, oh, there's frustration, there's grief. I read this book by David Hawkins called Letting Go, and he talks about feeling the emotion, just like
sitting with it,
sitting in your grief, sitting in your frustration, not trying to fix it or figure out where it came from or where it's going or what it's going to affect, but just like I said, oh, there's frustration, there's grief. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time,
right.
If you sit in an emotion for a little bit, it will dissipate. It will start to lessen in intensity. And when that happens, you can find your way through, right? You can find answers, because those emotions, those clogged emotions are kind of like a wall, a fortress around you.
Protecting yourself.
Yeah. And we all do that. But if you don't want to feel like you always have to protect yourself, then there's some work to do.
Exactly.
So that little bit of a pause can change rage into wisdom, because it literally will start to point you in the direction that's right for you. And for some people, that means letting tears come without trying to clean them up.
Right.
Just cry. Just fucking cry. It's
Sometimes it
like,
just
so
feels
healing.
good to cry, cry,
Yeah.
cry for no reason.
Can I tell you, not in a rage way, but I watched Dancing with the Stars the other night, and I cried through that whole happy tears. Like I was in
Really?
so much joy. I used to watch that show all the time because it just made me feel
Yeah.
good. Like not even the people's stories or anything, but just the beauty and the artistry
Of the
of
dancing.
somebody learning how to dance from nothing,
I
you
know.
know?
That is very cool.
Yeah, and the
Very cool.
stories that they tell, and I'm like, God, this makes me so happy. And I just sat there like tears
Yeah.
streaming down my face for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I loved it. But
Feels
whether
good
they're
to
good,
cry.
happy tears or bad tears,
It feels good to release.
yeah, and that is so good for your nervous system too. So,
It's so important because the body always tells the truth,
mhm.
right?
There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score,
Ah.
and
Have you read it?
I have it, and
Oh,
I have read parts of it. I haven't read straight through, but it does keep the score, through disease and through ailments and
cool.
all that stuff, right? It's over there going, mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
Check, check,
Check.
check,
Oh,
check.
look at her. She's stressed. Oh, that's not her stress, but
I mean, think about it. How many people feel like they are having, you know, medical emergencies when it's their nerve,
stress.
stress,
I happen to, yeah, I have
anxiety,
somebody.
right?
Yeah,
Anxiety takes them to the hospital
yeah.
and it's really,
And I think it's because the body is the last one to get the memo that you're okay, that you're safe,
yeah,
right? So that fire in my chest or belly, that still shows up physically
right.
for me. But now I'm like, okay, I hear you. What's going on? What do we need to think about?
Stop and
Yeah.
just think how you're feeling, why you're feeling, what is the feeling?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And for somebody else, their throat may get tight. I know somebody that went through a long-term health challenge around her throat because,
interesting.
and then I think about her genealogy. She came from a war-torn country where her family struggled literally for physical survival, and
Right.
she immigrated here and she came from a society where women were not equal and not allowed to speak. So not allowed to speak. So
So
interesting that she ended up with a really bad ailment in
that's
her
interesting.
throat where she could not
Yeah.
literally find her voice. Tell me that's
Very,
not generational
yeah,
ancestral
that's
trauma.
very telling. Very
Yeah.
telling.
So the body shows us where love got interrupted, which I think is a really beautiful
I think so too.
way to look at it. Like,
It's a very compassionate way to look at it.
yeah. Um, it's a pattern. It's a pattern that we did not cut.
Create, right.
We did not create that
No.
pattern. It was a generational thing. And if you
It,
know anything about epigenetics, I believe that, that DNA is in us, just like the DNA of me going through an intersection and thinking I'm going to get T-bone. I also have a happier DNA. I happen to love trains, and I found out that one of my great grandfathers was instrumental in bringing that technology to the United States. I have loved trains all my life. Like, I don't know why. I just do.
look at that.
Anybody want to go on a train? I'm there, right? So,
I love trains.
so it's a pattern. It's a pattern. And patterns can change with awareness and compassion
Yeah,
and
100%.
time. So that's the thing.
Yeah, and you mentioned that romantic relationships have been tricky for
Mhm.
you, that they tend to stall. Has the healing work changed that part yet, or you're still working on it?
It's a work in progress in my head. Like, I honestly will sometimes imagine if I'm in a relationship, how will I show up? Like, and how will I express? So I think, I'm one of those people that I'm I'm big into assuming my future is here now,
Okay.
kind of
Be here now.
feeling the feeling, no, feeling the feeling tone,
Okay.
feeling the feeling tone of the end result of what it is I want to happen, right? And so um I I'm kind of like practicing that in the event that I ever have a romantic partner away. But I'm also learning that emotional safety isn't something that partner gives me.
You
It's
give that
I
to yourself.
cultivate it
Right.
in myself so that love no longer feels like danger to me.
Right.
Because nobody can fix that for me. Nobody
Yeah.
has that
That's
epigenic
right.
DNA in them that suffered all that trauma,
Right.
maybe
That's what
different
they,
traumas,
right.
but it's mine. It's mine to heal, and I can't look to somebody else to fix that.
No,
So,
that will never happen.
yeah, so I'm much more open now, but I'm also more grounded. And if I do, if I am interested in somebody, I'm a lot slower. I
Okay.
said that with the last guy I dated. I'm like, it's been a long time.
Right.
I need to ease back into this.
Right.
And ultimately that
Grow.
was not a good fit for me, but it was me being vulnerable, but I also felt a very strong sense of empowerment by standing
Your ground.
for what I
Right.
needed
At that time.
in that moment. And listeners, that might sound different for you. Maybe it's learning to express needs instead of expecting people to read them, like I did
Right.
before, or not shrinking to stay lovable. Who does that? Like all of us, right? We try to. I used to have a coach that
We
talked
all do
about
that.
turning themselves into pretzels to please a man,
Ugh.
to become whatever twisty turny version of a perfect woman that guy thought he wanted and needed, and us just buying into it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I hate football. You like football? Come, let's go to the
Right.
football game. Like
No.
shit that I would never
Right.
do on my own. Like if I was dating a guy and he wanted me to go to a baseball game, no, no, take your guy friends. I don't like baseball. But again, that's a
Uh,
that's a
yeah.
random thought there.
No, but it's all kind
Um,
of comes.
yeah, but I think it's all intimacy. It's not just the romantic relationships, but it's friendships, it's family, it's
It's
spiritual
everything.
community. Um,
The day to day,
yeah, being authentic is empowering, even though it might be scary. So,
And the goal isn't just subtly be fearless, it's to stay present when fear shows up.
yeah, it's
That's
in
when the work happens. When fear comes up, you
yeah.
tackle it.
What do you do with it? Do you shove it down? Do you choke it down with a bunch of chocolate chip cookies? Or do you sit with it and ask, what do you want to show me? What do you need to tell me?
Well, I do have to say, I do that with chocolate chip
You
cookies.
know, sometimes they help.
Right. But,
That sugar high can take you to a different
right.
dimension.
But then at the end, after all those cookies, it's still there. So it's
Exactly.
kind of better not to
It's
do
you're
the
delaying. Yeah,
cookies.
you're delaying it.
Right. And
Yeah.
just, God, I just
Yeah.
had a aha moment. And instead of grab cookies, I'm going to sit for a second. Really?
Grab your journal instead.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
do it. Like you'll be amazed.
Yeah.
Intimacy is less about trust in another person and more about trusting ourselves,
Mm.
because we have been sort of programmed subconsciously not to trust our instincts, our gut, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call, our
Oh my
heart,
God.
whatever.
So,
But when you start trusting yourself, that is like true freedom, I think. So, and the more you do it, and again, start small in little ways that aren't going to change the trajectory of your life. But if you start in small
small.
ways, again, it rewires your brain to let you know it's safe to have that feeling or that thought or that behavior. And it starts to retrain your nervous system so that you don't, I would love to drive through an intersection and not
And
like
not feel
do
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that you do like rituals and you have, stuff that you
Mhm.
do to make you
Move through it.
move through it. Thank you. Um, so these creating these rituals, can you like share one with
Yeah.
us?
Well, one that I just recently learned, and that was from the Sacred Rage cacao
Yeah.
ceremony. This woman who was facilitating this is a
Mhm.
somatic healer, meditation teacher. She does everything. So somatic is your body, right? So
Okay.
she had us first engage all parts of our body. So first we wrote what we were raging about. So that is the kinesthetic brain to hand to paper.
And you
Right?
don't read it, you just write free.
You could, but but write it. And then we started doing box breathing, which if I'm not mistaken, it's inhale 4, hold for 6, exhale, it's like you're breathe. And that is reprogramming your nervous system too, as you're thinking about it. And then we got up and moved our body. So now we're moving it through our body, right? Well, it could be, but that wasn't really the vibe. But you do you, boo. But it was breathing where we would like put our arms over our heads and that we're standing and then come down, like buckle over sort of, and do that a few times and then like on the and like let the air out audibly. And then the last one just like a grunt, just like a kind of thing.
Oh, that was
That
was like a perfect.
I know. I don't know what that's going to sound like on the podcast, but
wow.
But that's one way. And then another version of that is to breathe, speak the release, whatever it is you want to release. Ground it. Grounding can be walking on grass barefoot, right? Drinking water. There's a lot of different ways you can ground. And then write the wisdom. That my journal is my best friend because everything that I feel goes into that. And then rest. Give your body rest, right? And it started as a way to manage rage, but it really is about becoming gentle with yourself and letting it go. It's kind of like you do a little bit of that at a time. It's like opening a valve very slowly.
Slowly.
You think about an Instapot, right? When it's done, you hit that valve and all that steam comes spewing out all at once. But it's somewhat controlled because it's coming through a little thing.
Right.
So if you just think about just letting a little bit of steam off at a time, it doesn't overwhelm your nervous system, but it does give it information that it can use.
These are great suggestions. I know, and I don't have all these practices down, but what I have been doing is if something is triggering me or I feel that rage or anger, I will go in my bedroom and lay down.
Yeah.
And just sit with it because I'm not sure what to do with it.
What are you doing? Are you doing nothing when you lay down? Are you scrolling?
I am thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But I think the next step is like ask yourself questions.
Yeah, and that's something I have not done, which I would like to start. So thank you for that suggestion because you could lay there only so long.
Yeah. And then they come check on you.
Exactly.
But crying in the car, that's always a good outlet.
Yeah.
I mean, who hasn't sat in their driveway? You have or you haven't?
I've cried in the car.
No, I know. That's why I say who hasn't.
Oh,
you have. Yeah. You have to do a shot now. Sitting by the water. I find I live by the ocean, so that is, it's a reset for me. Plus the negative ions being near the water are super healthy for you. But anything that lets the energy move instead of sitting there staying stagnant. That was Colin. Because he thinks he's now a co-host.
He does.
I know. The lighter side too, like there's humor in all this.
Yes.
It's not all heavy.
Yes, and humor is the secret weapon we can't forget.
No.
Because you somehow manage to make even ancestors' trauma funny, right?
You have to.
You have to.
I mean, we had a conversation about your life once, and I said you need to put this into a stand-up. But by that same token, like my relatives literally had all these random tragic, like nobody died of cancer. Right. They died of like shit falling on them and tires blowing out and it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. So if you can't laugh at how you became the family's emotional Home Depot, you'll cry forever. Yeah. Like let humor be the energy to move it without turning it into bitterness. And it's also a reminder that that healing it doesn't have to be this solemn,
Sad, crying.
yeah, sometimes laughter is literally the exhale.
Well, you know how sometimes people laugh when they hear something bad?
Yeah, like a nervous laugh.
Right.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
And it's not always appropriate,
No, but
but
it's your valve,
yeah,
You're letting off nervous energy because you don't really quite know how to respond.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But if you fucking ever laugh at me when I tell you something bad, we're gonna have
I would
problems.
never.
Okay.
I would
All
never.
right.
So,
Okay.
for someone listening who's realizing they've been the peacekeeper or the fixer or the self-sufficient one, what would you tell them?
Stop it. No. No.
Stop the
Yes,
sanity.
stop. I'd start by saying, um, try try softening versus striving.
Okay.
Don't try to fix the patterns, just notice them. Again, notice them like,
Beware.
there's my fixer coming out, right? Do I
Right.
really need to fix this? Just kind of a conversation with that version of yourself, right? And remember, you don't have to keep earning love through competence.
Right.
Nobody actually expects that from you. It's
Right.
self-imposed, right? And it's safe to rest in your enoughness. I love the
I love
phrase,
that.
I am enough, I am enough, I am enough, right? So if you've inherited silence like I have, break it gently. If you've inherited like blinding rage, honor it. It's proof you survived what others could not. And I think that's really
Mhm.
important. You've inherited strength, so let it become the softness, right?
I love
And can I
that.
tell you, I'm just sitting here thinking
That's
about,
beautiful.
I know, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. I know it just,
I know. That was wow.
but I just literally had a memory of a guy I used to date that was just a hair trigger of rage. Like he would get mad on the freeway and scream at people. He would like just things that did not require that level of rage. I would love to know what kind of generational trauma he's carrying around with him because I always thought, how could you be that angry? Look at how good looking you are. Look at your life. I mean, that's all surface,
No, no, but
but how,
because it's deep rooted, like you said.
yeah, where is all this rage in you coming from? So that would be super, God, really interesting.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, when I think about the people in my family who came before me and the ones who couldn't or didn't speak and they couldn't grieve, they couldn't rest, I like to imagine that they're now whispering in my ear, thank you, you know, because by feeling what they couldn't, I am setting them free too.
Right.
Right.
And we set ourselves free in this process. How good
Yeah,
does that feel?
I know.
I feel like you set me free.
Go for it, baby. Exactly. It's safe to be seen, it's safe to be loved, and it's safe to be fully alive.
And this was part two of the fire we
Heritage. Yes.
inherited. Thank you for walking through this with us.
Yeah, I hope it's been helpful. And again, this is my experience. Everybody has their own, but I bet you, I would almost guarantee that if we all just spent a little bit of time looking at what traumatizes us and our bodies, like we can find the thread that goes back to our parents, our grandparents, or maybe even further back. When I think about people um, that uh, are descendants of slaves, the kind of trauma that's in
Oh
their
my,
bodies,
I can't imagine.
yeah,
I can't
I
imagine.
think it's just like it gives me a lot of compassion for everybody. I think that's another really great byproduct of it is that I start to look at people for who they truly are, not how they show up, because I don't know what we always say, you don't know what that person's been
Well,
through,
we don't.
but now we don't know what their generations before them went through.
Right. And
So,
now you could look at this
yeah,
after this episode.
yeah. So if you're doing your own healing work, go easy on yourself. You're not behind. You're breaking patterns that took generations to build, and that deserves tenderness. So until next time, take this
I
with
know.
it.
don't want to interrupt you, but thank you for sharing all this because it's been very helpful to me.
Yeah.
And I am been looking at what traumas I have. So thank you.
And don't hand those down.
No,
Yeah.
I've started to listen. I started to with my 15-year-old daughter. I've noticed a few things and I'm trying to reverse it
Yeah.
because I'm realizing, oh, I don't want this.
You're going to hand
Yeah,
them down.
yeah.
I had somebody tell me recently, I know we're supposed to end, but I had somebody tell me recently, I shared this story with her, and she said, uh, you may not have kids, but you're healing the world because you're doing your healing work. And I believe that metaphysically, absolutely 100%.
100%.
So even though I don't have a generation after me, neither does my brother. So our lineage ends with us. And I've always kind of felt that I was meant to end our lineage, to stop. I didn't even know what I was stopping.
Wow.
But now I know I'm stopping the cycle of trauma.
Yeah.
In at least my little branch of our family tree. And that lifts, a rising tide lifts all boats. Like that level of healing just for me and the generations behind me helps the world at large.
Helps everyone. And
yeah.
Hopefully helps our listeners.
Yeah. So I hope this has been helpful.
It's been helpful
right?
for me. So
So until next time, we'll be right here in the closet.
Yep.
I'm Beth.
I'm Jennifer.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out with us in the closet. I'm Beth.
And I'm Jen.
And this has been Two in the Closet, your place for laughs, real talk, and maybe a little oversharing. Make sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you like what you heard, leave us a review. It helps more women find the closet.
Until next time, keep the door closed and the conversations going. You found Two in the Closet. We're two friends over 50 spill the tea, share the laughs, and talk about all the weird and wonderful and WTF moments of life. I'm Jen.
And I'm Beth, recording from a very real closet because it's the only place we sound this good.